called Big Cat.
Deion.
Hey, Deion.
You ready for football?
I am.
It's another season, baby.
Pro Football Show.
All right, Deion, showtime. Football is back.
Welcome to the Pro Football Show presented by the Chevy Silverado. Week in and week out, the Silverado brings it with unstoppable grit and determination. Deion, it's been quite a week for you. I was going to say it's been quiet, but you came on, you've been smiling, you've been complimenting everybody.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, baby?
I'm just feeling love. I'm just feeling so much love in the air. Yes.
Smile.
You can see every tooth in his mouth, dude. I've never seen a smile like that.
And Rone said you were
molars.
glowing.
And I miss Dan. I miss Dan
I
as
miss
well.
you too. I miss you too. You saved yourself. First of all, congratulations. I think you were the first coach to ever take another job in college football history.
Unprecedented.
With what I read online, you were the first ever coach to take a different job. Never been done before. So
Never.
Groundbreaking stuff. I texted you right away with a picture of me in my Colorado Buffaloes hat, being like, I've been ready for this. This is my second team now. Didn't get a response for a day.
Wow.
And I said,
Well, I apologize.
I was like, if Deion doesn't
I
respond to me, I'm gonna.
I had to dodge bullets. You know, it was bazookas and all that stuff shooting. I was ducking and dodging.
You responded to me the next day, because if you didn't respond to me, I would have been front and center being like, didn't Deion say he was swag? Didn't he say that he was never going to leave? I would have been doing all that stuff. I've been all up your ass, but you did. Congratulations. I'm very excited for you. You also, I told you, a friend of mine from Wisconsin who was the head coach at Kent State, you hired as the OC, Sean Lewis, great dude. It kind of blows my mind that, you know, if you went back to 2006, 2007 Madison, he and I were playing Call of Duty, drinking beers, and you know he's working for Deion Sanders, and I'm working with Deion Sanders. Pretty crazy.
And he is unbelievable.
Yeah, you guys are gonna go fast. You guys are gonna go real fast on offense.
Yeah, he's unbelievable, and he brought his offensive line coach as well.
Love it.
So
Yeah.
Coach, I just want to know how you could do this to Dana Beers, though. I thought he was going to cry.
Well, that was someone who jumped in late. I tell you what, they did jump in. When they jumped, they really jumped. But I had already made up my mind and made a decision, and I don't backtrack on that.
Okay.
I felt I did the right thing, so I didn't backtrack one bit.
Now, last question. I did. You know, we have had extensive talks about when you were a student and you were doing the recruiting process, and you said that Wisconsin, my alma mater, recruited you, and you said, I'm not going to the cold.
Yeah, I'm not going to go.
Does it get cold in Colorado?
You know what? When we got there the
bit.
other night at midnight, it was like 30 degrees. It was kind of cold. Then the next day we woke up, it was like 65. I was like, thank you, Lord. Please, you know me. Thank you, Lord. And there's an indoor.
Yeah.
There's an indoor. Back in those days, it wasn't indoors.
That's true. It's a great facility. We took a whole tour last year. It's crazy how it all worked out. I'm not gonna try to put pressure on you, but I think you're going to be in the college football playoff within the first 3 years.
Well, I thank you, and I believe that. And I will tell you this before anybody else hears: recruiting is going really well.
Oh, no way! I would never imagine that you could recruit.
Yeah.
You can't believe that. And also
recruiting is going
now,
really
well. Do you
well.
have a quarterback?
Let me walk through the house and see.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Maybe a couple.
That's what you told me. I just recruit out of the house.
How does that work? Is it impermissible gifts when you give your son a Christmas gift this December?
Right. I can't give him another car. You know, he already has 3. Yeah. Who has 3 cars in college? Yes. I have no idea.
There was a lot of attention on your speech about the transfer portal too, and so obviously when you look at everything that you've got going at Colorado, plus what you're bringing in, I mean everybody's losing their mind, Deion. People can't keep you out of their mouth right now. I mean I know you're really excited, but it's just like, are you the most anticipated day one head coach in college football ever? Because that's what it feels like.
I have no idea, but I know what I am first in ever. I think I'm the first guy who is actually coaching 2 colleges at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
I don't
you
think,
guys still got a big game.
Right. Usually guys just cut out. Hey guys, see you later. I got to finish. We got to finish.
Yeah.
So it's a daunting task. You're coaching 2 schools at the same time. So like you reach down to grab that other hat. No, I can't wear that hat. I got to wear this hat today.
and on that point, I'm going to give you some credit because there's a lot of guys and there's a lot of hypocrisy out there with you going to Colorado. There's a lot of stories about college coaches leaving their teams high and dry. And look, I'm not going to name names, but there was a coach last year who their team still had a shot to get to the college football playoff, and he went down to LSU.
Right.
I'm not going to name names. He also did the same thing to Cincinnati when he went to Notre Dame. There's a lot of coaches that do it the wrong way. I feel like it's a tough situation to deal with. It's never easy, but it seemed like you did it the right way in terms of being honest with everyone.
Yeah, we sat down. We had a whole talk. I sat down after the game and we talked about it. Trainers, equipment person, videographers, everyone. We talked and got it out, and it was a blessing. It took a lot of weight off me.
Yeah.
That I felt really good after that meeting that the guys stood and they were behind me 100%.
Well, and the cool thing too, Rone, like, because you see it a lot. A lot of these speeches happen behind closed doors. Deion did it all on camera and put it out for everybody to see.
Oh, and they'll be able to watch the entire saga, and they've been able to watch the entire saga with everything that Barstool's put out. They saw how the locker room changed. They saw how the field changed, even the tennis facility. I didn't know if you were a tennis coach, but that facility is changing. So the impact on Jackson State is indelible.
Yeah. And last thing, September 9th, Nebraska at Colorado, Barstool College Football Show will be there.
Wow.
I want Jerry running out with Ralphie. I want Jerry running out with Ralphie.
Yes.
You know what? That's a shot. That's a shot that we could make that happen.
You owe him one. He doesn't have to hold Ralphie, but he just runs with them. You know what I mean? Like he runs
but Jerry's going
alongside them.
Jerry's going to try to steal the show some kind of way. I just don't want Ralphie trampling over Jerry, and now we got a situation.
That would be funny if your entire
Jerry's going to
coaching
try to
career went up
ride
in
Ralphie.
smoke. Yeah.
Jerry's going to try to do something.
Jerry
you guys
died.
know that.
All right, we'll work on it.
Yeah, Dave announced that. I mean, obviously, Deion, you probably didn't see it because you had so many things happening, but Dave did say as soon as it was announced that you were the Colorado head coach that we would be there. And the first thing that Brandon Walker, who did have a terrible week on this show last week for Dave, he went 7-7-1. But the first thing he wanted me to ask you is, are you scared of Ralphie? Because everybody's scared of Ralphie.
Well, it would seem, because I'm black, I'm scared as Ralphie. I know where you're going with this. I know where you're headed.
No, that's a Brandon Walker question. This is not me.
But I'm saying certain animals that black folks don't really get down with, and a buffalo may be one. Okay. It may be one. But I have not met Ralphie as of yet. I'm sure we've definitely heard about one another, and we're going to meet. Like when we meet, we'll probably meet this weekend or next weekend, and I'm gonna video it and show you the meeting.
Ralphie's a girl, just so you know.
I do know that.
Okay,
I
good. Don't make that
I
mistake.
had notes for my press conference, and they really focused on, Ralphie's a woman.
Well, women love you, so you're going into it with a little bit of an advantage there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brandon did have a bad week for you, Dan.
Yeah,
a horrible week.
7-7-1. But Deion, you went 12-2-1, and you said you can't even
And how
believe you
can
missed
Kansas
the
City
two.
do that to me? How can Kansas City do?
Joe Burrow's that dude.
Yeah.
So
that was bad.
we're gonna keep picking, but I mean, you're running away with this, Deion. So like you said before the show started, everything is going great for you. We're gonna keep this going on this show as well. All right, let's get to the storyline games of the week presented by the Chevy Silverado. We are gonna start with the Eagles at the Giants. And Rone, as one of our Fly Eagles Fly guys, you know that this season has been pretty great. 11-1. We saw them beat the Titans handily last week. The Giants, with Mike White, had a very exciting start with him. They end up tying the Commanders in just a weird game. But the bigger question for you is, how confident are you in this team going into this game against the Giants?
I think that the Eagles have been so good that the rest of the league is bored with it. The Eagles have been so incredible that all the other teams are getting a lot of fanfare because the storyline has gotten tired. People have Eagles fatigue right now, so they're trying to find a reason for teams like the Cowboys to be ranked ahead of them, a reason for teams that have more losses like the Chiefs to be ranked ahead of them in power rankings. The Eagles have a great quarterback. They have a quarterback who is the MVP, who has a ton of weapons. They have a great supporting cast. They're strong along the lines. There's no reason why they shouldn't be the Super Bowl favorites and why Jalen Hurts shouldn't be the MVP.
Deion, what do you think?
Jalen Hurts is definitely playing MVP caliber football. I'm trying to figure out, how did the Titans allow A.J. Brown to get out of there? Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. And then when I look at the Titans receiving roster, you don't have a receiver of that quality or capability. That's a sad thing for the Titans, but a great thing for the Eagles. It seems like this guy just fits in. It seems like he just wants it. He's never not wanted it, but I still couldn't believe, how do you let a guy like that? He wasn't a problem in the locker room. He wasn't a problem for anybody but the opposing teams, but he's truly an asset with the Eagles, and he is helping Jalen Hurts secure this most valuable player. I'm going with the Eagles.
And Dan, you also had a future on the Eagles going into the season.
I'm a big Eagles guy. 22-1. It's probably the only bet I've ever made that I feel smart about. But yeah, the Eagles, what they've done in the last 2 weeks is what I'm impressed with. Because what happened? They lost the Commanders. That was an ugly game. Turnovers. They got gashed in the run game. They went out. They signed Ngama Suh. They got Linval Joseph. Jordan Davis is now back. And what you see the last 2 games, they played against the Packers. Packers ran the ball a little bit. I think they had 100 yards, but the Packers have been able to get more yards against other teams because they have good running backs. They shut down Derrick Henry. The one hole that you saw in the Eagles was their run defense, and they feel like they figured out a way to stop that. They're peaking at the right time. They're playing great football. Giants are a tricky team, but the Eagles are going to win this game.
And we've talked about the Giants a lot because at the beginning of the season, fans had a lot of hope. Then it looked like they kind of regressed a little bit. They're still attempting to make the playoffs for the first time in 2016.
They got that Commanders game they have coming up next week, so they just tied them last week. That's going to pretty much be a win and get in because they lose the tiebreaker to the Seahawks. You got to win that game. I have a dumb rule that I threw out on PMT. I think if you tie a divisional opponent in the first time you play them in the season, the second game should count as 2 wins.
I like that.
Like skins in golf. How awesome would that be?
Just bonus and double down?
If they played, they're playing next week. If it was like that game is either 2 wins or 2 losses,
and it evens everything out.
Evens everything out.
And it would make people hate ties less.
Yeah, it would be so thrilling.
Suck.
Yeah, ties are terrible.
Imagine watching a game like this round. This counts for 2 wins.
Yeah, let it ride. I like that a lot.
I
think that
too.
the Giants are going to be frisky, though. I think that it's still a division game, and I think that if you're an Eagles fan, you wanted the Giants to lose last week, so they feel dead. But since they tied, they're still alive. They'll be frisky. I think the Eagles will win, though. Before
we move on, Deion, I got to put you on the spot because we always argue about the MVP, too. Where do you put Jalen Hurts in the MVP race right now?
Number 1.
Yeah. We all agree on
number 1.
Do we all agree on
you forgot about Tua. So quickly you forgot about Tua.
Yeah, but Tua is playing great. The record and the momentum that the Eagles have is unbelievable.
No, I agree. Jalen Hurts is the MVP.
And if you add what he does with his legs to what he does with his arm, those are as good quarterback numbers as you'll see from anyone, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, anyone in the league.
Let's talk about the Bucs at the 49ers. The 49ers last week with Brock Purdy, I think he was the first Mr. Irrelevant ever to score a touchdown pass or throw a touchdown pass, which is crazy. By the way, Mr. Irrelevant is just mean. I know that people like it. We got to get rid of that. But the bigger story, I think, here, Tom Brady with the Bucs. 2 minutes left in that game on Monday night. He does exactly what we've seen Tom Brady do so many times, Deion. And when we talk about the Bucs and how they've struggled this year, one thing that you consistently said is it's still Tom Brady. 45 years old, he gets the job done with 3 seconds left in the game. What are you seeing with this Bucs team?
Tom Brady still loves the game. He still adores the game. The game still challenges him. He still wants to lift his team up, and he still wants to win at all costs. Defensively, the Bucs aren't the same team. We all know that. Gronk added a lot to the tight end position, and it just don't seem like they have pretty much but one playmaker on the offensive side of the ball, but yet and still he's getting it done. This is, I'm not going to say a must win, but they must win. But the division is so bad. They could still suffer a loss and probably win it during the division. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because of the quarterback situation in San Francisco.
Wrong.
Okay, so Dan, they don't have Jimmy Garoppolo anymore.
Wrong pick.
So you're taking the 49ers.
I'm taking the 49ers. It had nothing to do with Brock Purdy. It has to do with the fact that I watched that Tampa Bay Bucs game on Monday Night Football. 2 things that stuck out to me. One, their team speed is bad. They do not have team speed. They have good players. Leonard Fournette's a good player. Julio Jones, who Deion tried to tell me was going to be this great player, he's 35 years old. He looks like a 35-year-old. They don't have team speed to match up with the Niners and what they do in terms of their defense flies around. The other thing, Tom Brady, his arm is still there. The problem is he doesn't want to get hit anymore. Why would you if you're 45 years old?
Who wants to get hit?
Line, he
Who
doesn't
wants to
trust.
Get hit?
What?
Who wants to? You said they don't want to get hit anymore. Who wants to get hit anyway?
I think Joe Burrow actually loves getting hit.
No, he don't.
I think he does. The way he stands in the pocket, I think he actually loves getting.
He has
I
no
think he
choice.
relishes
His line has been horrible since the day when he stepped
I think
in
he
the
relishes
NFL.
it. The offensive line for the Bucs is a major, major problem, and we saw it last week with the 49ers against the Dolphins, who had major guys out for the Dolphins offensive line. This Bucs defense is going to have a field day. They're going to be in Tom Brady's asshole.
The Niners defense.
The Niners defense, thank you. Is going to be in Tom Brady's asshole all afternoon. It has nothing to do with Brock Purdy. The Niners defense is going to win this game.
I also don't think that you can put a fork in the 49ers, period. I think people are trying to write them off. I think that the 49ers will be frisky in the playoffs. I don't think that the 49ers are built as a team that is really that reliant on their quarterback anyway. And if anyone is able to help out a rookie quarterback, it's guys like Deebo Samuel. It's guys like Christian McCaffrey. And the way that their defense is flying around, I mean, Nick Bosa is maybe the best defensive player in all football this year. He's just wreaking havoc everywhere. The Buccaneers beat a bad Saints team. This is a good 49ers team. I think the 49ers win.
Well, and to your point about the quarterbacks, too, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't supposed to be the starter. We know that. He just happened to get that because of the injury to Trey Lance. So when you look at this team, Jimmy stepped in and did well, and the 49ers had a lot of hope, and the fans had a lot of hope. But that's not the only thing that they have now.
When you contrast them to the Rams, it's almost astounding how well the 49ers are built as a team and how shakily the Rams were built as a team. The Rams have no first-round draft pick, all this age, while the 49ers have depth and different guys that they can put into Kyle Shanahan's
The only
team.
thing I'll say about Brock Purdy and the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, I think Jimmy Garoppolo got to a point where we underrated him, where everyone thought he sucked, and he really didn't. And it's going to be similar to the 49ers as whatever it was 3 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. Their team is good enough to get back to the Super Bowl, but at some point your quarterback has to make a play to win a game. And that's what they were. They were one play away from winning that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. So I think that's where it's going to hurt them. I think they will make a run. I think they will be heard from in the playoffs, but they will hit that ceiling where it's like Brock Purdy's got to go win us a game. He's got to drive the ball. Like some situation where it's like, as much help as you have, Kittle, Deebo, Christian McCaffrey, the quarterback's got to make a play, and if he can't, then your season's over.
Imagine if a Mr. Irrelevant did make that run, though.
I mean, it would be incredible.
Legendary.
It would be incredible. Tom Brady's ruined the NFL because everyone sees a backup quarterback. They're like, maybe.
Yep.
It's like, no, that guy happened once. It's never going to happen again.
Let's talk about Sunday Night Football. The Dolphins at the Chargers. Dan, we talked earlier about how the Dolphins had a lot of guys injured on their offensive line. Tua had a down day, only 3 interceptions all season, but he had 2 in the third quarter alone last week against the 49ers. The Chargers also losing. But when you look at this Dolphins team, and you are a Tua guy, the Dolphins have been very fun to watch. Does that last week performance worry you at all?
No, he had a bad game.
Yeah.
He had one bad game. He'd been playing well. He had one bad game. It was a step up in class. Obviously, they got some work to do. They're going to win this game because I am so sick of the Chargers. I'm done with the Chargers. I don't even think they should be a franchise anymore.
Whoa.
Bad brains?
I'm just so sick of them. Jerry laughed at that because he knows it's true. Moving back to, I respect the San Diego Chargers. The LA Chargers, no thank you. It's the same story every year. They have all this talent. Everyone talks about them in August. Everyone gets hurt. And their quarterback, who I think is phenomenal, same as Phil Rivers, is stuck, like running for his life, not the best coaching, and it's just a painful thing to watch.
Deion, do you agree?
Somewhat. A lot of things he said is 100% true. When I look at a quarterback and he gets sacked 5 times, that's schematic. Schematically, it's wrong, and maybe he's holding the ball, waiting on someone to clear or to get open, and they're not doing that. Last week, it wasn't good. They're underachieving. He feels the same way I felt. Like these guys should be so much better than they are, and we all thought they would definitely get into the playoffs, but with momentum, not just sneak in the back door of the playoffs. They're underachieving for sure. I like the Dolphins. I like Tua. Like he said, they had a bad game. And it was an okay game. When you throw for darn near 300 yards, a couple TDs, I know he threw 2 picks, it still is a good game for a lot of the quarterbacks in the NFL. They'll take that. But that's indicative of how Tua can play and how good he is. I'm picking the Dolphins by 14.
Rone?
I'm in the same boat. Dolphins big. I think that their their coach has been taking accountability. I think he will scheme his very talented wide receivers into positions to be successful. They can be successful on their own. They have a smart coach. I think that he'll lead them to a win. I think the Dolphins have a bright future this season.
Let's go to #IBelieve. Deion, before we get to those, I know that it's Jackson State's slogan, and it's been your slogan for a long time. Is it going with you to Boulder, Colorado?
Yep. It's going with me to Colorado for sure.
Love that. So you're
it's just with the black and gold. The black and gold is think about those colors, black and gold.
Is that why you went there? You just love the colors?
I think that's why I went there.
They are great
just the black and
colors.
gold.
And
Thank you, Rone.
We talked about it off the top of the show how much you hate the cold, but it is much easier to hate the cold when Boulder is as pretty as it is. I mean, that stadium that you guys have is unbelievable.
Virtually not any crime. I tell you what, it's expensive because we're house hunting right now, and I'm looking for a sale. It's expensive. I'm about to hook 2 trailers up and put them beside each other and cut out the wall. That's where we are right now.
Yeah, my younger sister lived in Boulder for many years, and it's like you walk in and it's just heaven, and then you get out of it and you're like, it makes sense that it's so expensive because it's just not like any other place.
I'm serious. I'd rather get property and get 2 mobile homes and put them right beside each other.
You'll have a great view regardless of where you're living. You'll have a great view. So your I believe last week was the Cowboys are a team that could go to the NFC Championship. They absolutely destroy the Indianapolis Colts 54-19. The Cowboys, when all cylinders are clicking, Deion, they are dangerous.
They're hard to deal with. First of all, let's start on the defensive side of the ball. The defense is phenomenal, probably the best pass rusher in the game at this point. Arguably, because you just said Bosa was no joke, and you're right about that. But this defense, if it can continue doing what it can do, and if they added someone like Odell, it's a wrap. If they added Odell, and it seems like that will happen, it's going to be hard to deal with the Cowboys. Although I can't wait to see this. I don't know how this is going to play out because I hope they're not playing before the championship game, but it's going to come down to the Cowboys and the Eagles. Mm-hmm. We know that. But I'm going with my I believe. Yeah, it's going to come down to that.
Yeah. I just close my eyes and I think of Mike McCarthy being fat and freezing his face off on the sideline
in Philly.
Well,
yeah, what?
What if the Cowboys go on a run and it's not and Philly don't go on a run and it's in Dallas?
Okay, all right. Well, so then he's fat on the sideline in Dallas, just trying to make a decision, and his brain just can't work that fast.
If the Giants can steal a game, then they do put the heat on the Eagles because that makes that Christmas Eve game for the NFC East.
Yeah.
That Christmas Eve game comes down to
tiebreaker though.
It's
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not positive about that, but I think that it would come down to that. But the Eagles have easy games in between against the Saints and, unfortunately, the Bears.
A Christmas Eve Cowboys-Eagles game for the division is going to be electric.
That's why the Eagles need to keep the foot on the gas. They need to. They can't rest up at all.
Rone, what's your I believe this week?
I believe, Jersey Jerry will like this, in the Steelers, and more specifically, in Kenny Pickett.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
If the Steelers
Jerry.
can win this week, they're 6-7. Kenny Pickett has gotten better every week. Kenny Pickett is showing that he can man that offense. He has a team that is still demanding the ball. George Pickens still cares a lot. Kenny Pickens has
too much.
Maybe a little bit too much, but at the same time, better than the alternative.
Yeah, that's true.
Better than not caring enough. I believe in Kenny Pickett. I believe in the Steelers. I believe in these last couple weeks, we're going to see a lot that we can believe in.
Kenny Pickett's good.
When Jerry comes up for his segment in a little bit, I feel like he's going to be all smiles, just like Deion was to start the show.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah.
All right, Dan,
All right, I got
what
a
do you
stupid I believe. It's very dumb. It's a shot. I'll do a micro, and then it can make it macro. Micro, the Panthers are going to go to Seattle and win on Sunday. Okay?
Okay.
Macro, I think the Panthers, I think they're going to put some heat on the Bucs. I think they're going to put some heat on the Bucs in this division. I think it's going to be an interesting, like everyone's been saying, oh, the Falcons, they almost, they're right there. No, the Panthers are the team that has the defense. Sam Darnold's back. I can't believe I believe in Sam Darnold still. But the Panthers are
what
the
are you
team.
seeing? What are you seeing
I don't know.
them?
I don't
What are
know.
you saying that the division is so bad that it's clouding his vision?
I just think the Bucs are so bad, and I think the Panthers, if they go and win this weekend in Seattle, they play against Pittsburgh and Detroit at home. They can win both those games. The Bucs have to play at San Francisco and then play against the Bengals. We could be sitting here, and we're in week 17, and Tampa's playing Carolina, and they're playing, and they're one game apart, and guess what? Carolina already beat Tampa. So if they win that game, then we got tiebreakers. I'm taking the Panthers.
That was 20 ifs. That's like
A lot of ifs. A lot of ifs.
Dion, do you think that was as stupid as he said it was?
I would never call him stupid because he's my guy. But sometimes that body shaper kind of squeezes him a bit.
Yeah, my brain's out.
His Spanx are cutting off the circulation.
That's fair.
Until he'll watch it later.
Yeah, I mean, Spanx does cut off circulation in certain places,
That's
so maybe
fair.
it's not getting to your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of Jersey Jerry, let's bring him on up for the Game Time Game of the Week score. Last minute tickets to this week's Game Time Game of the Week or any sport, concert, or show with the Game Time app. Download the app, create an account, and redeem code football for $20 off your first order. Terms do apply. I'll get everybody turned around. Jerry, how are you feeling? The guys are just giving the Steelers glowing reviews up here.
I want to start with Deion. Congrats. That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you, sir.
Question for you, though.
Yes, sir.
You know, you say you're bringing your luggage with you and it's Louis, especially at the quarterback position. What happens if that luggage ends up to be Marshall's luggage? What do you do?
Marshall's luggage.
Yeah, you know, like the cheap store, Marshall's.
Yeah, Nordstrom Rack.
Well, we don't think like that. That doesn't happen. I've been doing that luggage for 21 years. That luggage is pretty darn good.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't even know Marshall's luggage will give you the answer to that, Jerry. That'll get. But what do you think about you potentially running out with Ralphie when the?
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the college football show.
Yeah, but Jerry, you can't try to steal the show though. You gotta play your
No,
role.
I wouldn't do that. I'd play the role. You know me. Anything.
They have,
Team
you
guy.
know, they have little outfits, Jerry. You have to wear. You know, you can't go out there in your own stuff. You're stealing stuff. You got to wear the outfit.
No, yeah, of
Run out
course.
there.
I'd love to be with Ralphie running out. That'd be amazing.
Take it easy, Jerry.
I think I could hook that
What
up.
easy?
You're a little too excited about Ralphie since we told you that it's a girl.
No.
There we go. That
was
Take it
that was
easy.
too far.
Take it easy.
That was
That's a little too far. But I will say Rone is pretty spot on. You know, I invested in Kenny Pickett early. Once I knew the Steelers had.
Sure?
Yeah, I did. I invested in him.
I don't have any videos. No, you're right.
Yeah, I did. We were friends first.
I was about to say,
Took a shower at his house.
Took a shower at his house.
At his parents' house.
Parents' house.
We didn't know that part till I talked to him.
Yeah, yeah. Parents. I mean, what does that matter?
Oh, it was his parents' house.
Yeah, well.
Oh, it's still his house. Still, I understand what you're saying, Jerry.
Yeah.
You might have hyped it up a little more, but I don't know why he tries to bring you down, Jerry.
I don't know either. I don't know either. But
Why'd you shower there? Why were you showering?
we were playing golf together, so we were a little sweaty. You know.
I got it.
Yeah, just boys tussling around
Yeah.
out in the grass.
You know, it seems like you're a bit jealous that I'm really friendly with him.
No.
No. It seems that.
No. I'm friends with Kenny too.
Yeah, not on my level though.
Oh,
What'd you get Kenny for
right.
Christmas?
I could get you cut out like that.
Yeah, what'd you get him for Christmas?
You want me to get you cut out?
Jerry, why would he want you to get you cut out?
I don't know.
I don't want to, Deion, but the way he's talking, I might have to.
That'll never happen. Me and
Oh,
Kenny.
all
like
right.
that.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna send one text.
What'd you get him for Christmas?
No, don't.
I got him
please
an
do that.
expensive cologne.
You got him some. Oh, Jerry Fragrance.
Oh, that's weird because you owe me a Baccarat 540 and you haven't given me that.
That's for Christmas.
Wow.
Okay.
Christmas is coming up, but Jerry Fragrance is giving out gifts this year.
Yes,
huh?
I am. Yes, I
Okay.
am. Giving out
540.
gifts.
So your game time.
I'm giving Jerry shit. He has always been a Kenny guy. He's diehard Kenny. I love Kenny as well.
Yep.
It's amazing how
Kenny-
he tried to clean it up after killing you, Jerry.
Well, he does. I cleaned that part up. He does want to fuck Ralphie.
Dion, well, last question though I had for you. I don't want to do that. No, I don't.
I was say you have to say you don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. Dion, one last question.
The fact that you even have to say out loud, I do not want to fuck Ralphie, means that you probably been thinking about it.
No, I haven't. It's an animal.
Say it. Say it in the camera. I do not want to fuck Ralphie.
I don't want to.
Don't say that, Jerry. Jerry, don't say it.
Say it,
Jerry, that's a
Jerry,
setup,
say
Jerry.
it so the camera knows.
I think it's this camera. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
what's
say it.
there.
I don't,
Right here.
I don't want to have sex with Ralphie.
Okay, good. All right. Whew.
Oh no.
That was a close one.
One last question, Dion. The deal you sign now, when you get the $29.5 million, how much is that taxed?
Jerry, what are you talking about? I don't even know what I'm making. I just want to coach football, Jerry.
All right, just a question. Anyway, game time game of the week.
The Chiefs and the Broncos.
Yeah, this is ugly. People aren't going to like this, but this spread, it should be. I know this isn't a spread show, but this is my segment, game time game of the week. This spread should be 14 points. I don't know why it's 9. I guess because Denver is home. This is an ugly game to pick, but I'm going to go with the Broncos. I think they cover the spread here. 9 points is a lot of points. They're dead. The Broncos are dead. But I think they got a little bit of life. Just a little bit. They could maybe get this game to within 6-7 points, a touchdown, and cover the spread.
So you haven't completely given up on Russell Wilson?
Oh, I gave up on him. Yeah, he sucks. But, I mean, the line tells me, like, this line should be 14 points. The Chiefs should beat them by 2 touchdowns, but Vegas doesn't think so, and now I don't think so.
Okay, so Dan, do you agree with Jerry? Disagree?
No, the Chiefs are going to win this game. Russell Wilson is so bad. There's a meter out there. Thank you, Jerry.
Yep.
Thank you, Jerry.
There's a
Jerry.
stat that someone updates every week. Russell Wilson bathroom meter, where it's can he throw more passing touchdowns than he has bathrooms in his house? Right now, he has 8 passing touchdowns on the season. He has 12 bathrooms in his house.
Oh, no.
No, that's
He's
not
not
good.
gonna. He's got to do some
Who
work.
comes up with this stuff?
I mean, it's good though. This shows you how bad they are. The Broncos are so bad. They are in range now to be the first team in the NFL in a decade to score less than 14 points per game.
Unreal.
So that's how bad they've been. I'm going to take the Chiefs.
And the bathroom stat is, I mean, obviously crazy in general, but the fact that we're in the middle of December
Right.
and he's not hit
Right.
the amount of bathrooms
Right.
is wild. Rone?
I'm going to take the Chiefs, but the Broncos defense is very good. To Jerry's point, like they'll be close in that game because of their defense and what they were able to do against the Ravens. Like that, nobody's going to be scoring a ton of points in that game, but obviously the Chiefs are going to win.
Deion?
Chiefs is going to be dominant in this game. This is going to be a game where that defense is going to open the floodgates, and they're going to get upset with the productivity from the offense, and you're going to see maybe a skirmish on the sideline or 2. That look that you saw that guy give the quarterback last week, you're going to see a couple of those this week.
Let's get to the rapid fire games of the week presented by Cross Country Mortgage. Players watch game film to prepare, but finding your dream home is no different, and Cross Country Mortgage is the partner that's prepped to put you in position to win. Reach out to us today at ccm.com/Barstool. That's ccm.com/Barstool, ccm.com/Barstool. Equal housing opportunity in MLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval in MLSconsumeraccess.org. Let's start with the Jets at the Bills. Deion Von Miller officially out for the season with an ACL injury, so the Bills without him. The Jets, they lose last week, but they still have a little bit of life after they switched to Mike White. When you look at this Jets versus Bills game, though, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing the Bills by 10. The Bills are going to win this game by 10 points.
Rone?
Yeah, I think it's the Bills. The Jets, unfortunately, ran into 2 good teams in a row, and the Bills are those guys.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the Bills on Thursday night against the Patriots. It was pretty much the worst schedule spot you could ever have a team have, where they had to play, 3 games and what was it, like, I don't know, 13 days or something, because they played Sunday, Thursday, Thursday. And they also had the weather stuff, so they were on the road 3 weeks in a row, and they came out and obliterated the Patriots. That told me that, like, the Bills, whatever we saw in the middle of the season, we're like, what's going on with them? They've righted the ship, and they're back in dominant Bills form, so they're going to win this game.
Browns at the Bengals, Dan. We've talked about Joe Burrow and how just dominant he's been this last part of the season. The Browns last week getting Deshaun Watson back. They did play the Texans, so obviously played the worst team in the league. But Deshaun Watson did not play very well.
No, he sucked.
And he hasn't played for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
But
He sucked.
do you think he
sucked?
Do you think he continues to suck?
The way he says that
probably.
word is so passionate.
Yeah,
He's so
he
passionate
sucks.
about it.
Probably will still
There's a
suck.
lot of emphasis on that.
Yeah, the only thing that makes me nervous about this game, I'm going to take the Bengals, but the Browns own the Bengals. They've won 5 in a row, and think about that. That's a Bengals team that went to the Super Bowl last year, and a Browns team that didn't go to the playoffs. Like, for whatever it is, the matchup that the Browns pose to the Bengals has been a bad one for them. I'm taking the Browns, actually. Fuck it.
Really?
You're a psycho.
Something about it.
Crazy.
The Bengals are. I think the Bengals can win the Super Bowl, except if they ever had to play the Browns on their path to the Super Bowl. That's how the lopsided this team has been with the 2 of them matching up.
It's the recent kryptonite, is what you're saying.
Remember that Monday night game?
Yeah.
They demolished them.
Yeah, but I think it could be a letdown spot for the Bengals because they just had such a passionate win. But I think that they have so many more tools than the Browns, and they're gearing up. They know what it takes. They're familiar with play deep into December, deep into January. I think that the Bengals will be there late this year as well. I'm taking the Bengals.
Deion?
I'm taking the Bengals as well.
All right. Let's go Texans at Cowboys. Rone, we know the Texans are probably the worst team in the NFL, and then the Cowboys are rolling.
It's easily the Cowboys. We don't even need to talk about
Cowboys. Move on.
Cowboys. Yeah.
Texans are garbage.
Yep, moving on. All right, the Vikings at the Lions. Deion, the Vikings last week getting the win against the Jets. The Lions killing the Jags. The Lions, a lot of people are very excited about this team because it took them until, I believe, last week to win a game last year. So got some wins under their belt. What are you looking at with this Vikings and Lions team or game?
I love what the Lions are doing, but they're not going to beat the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings in this one.
Rone?
I like the Lions in this one. I think that the line is weird, and I think that the Lions in this spot at home will win.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions as well. I mean, the fact that the Lions are 5-7 and the Vikings are 10-2 and the Lions 2.5 for the Lions, take the Lions.
The Ravens at the Steelers. Rone, earlier in the show, glowing reviews for the Steelers. The Ravens without Lamar Jackson, most likely because he did sprain his PCL. But you love the Steelers right now.
Yeah, I think it's a spot situation. I think that I like the Steelers because they're playing against the Ravens this week and Lamar's out. But I think that the Steelers have been improving, and I think they'll continue to do so.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers as well. I agree.
Deion?
I'm going to take the Ravens in this game, even though Lamar's out. I think the Steelers are not good at all, and the backup quarterback can beat the Steelers. I'm taking the Ravens.
The Jags at the Titans, Dan.
I'll take the Titans. This game stinks though, because you have the Jags. The Jags are a trick-or-treat team where they can look like they're putting it all together one week, and then they can look like the Jaguars the next week. The Titans are kind of the same team every week, so. As long as they get the trick part of the treat with the Jags, the Titans should be able to handle business.
Rone?
I don't think that the Titans are a real team at all. I think that they gave up. They barely exist.
They barely exist.
In the third and fourth quarter?
We just contracted the NFL. We took away the Chargers and the Jaguars.
That's fine. Let's get down to 30 teams. Let's make it tidy. It's a rounder number. The Titans gave up against the Eagles. I think that they'll beat the Jaguars, but they should scare no one.
Deion?
Titans are okay. They're not great. They're a serviceable team. They're going to put up a fight. The Jags, you don't know who they are. They're still kind of the old Jags, but they're a little bit better than the old Jags. I'm going with the Titans.
The Panthers at the Seahawks, Dan. This was part of your I believe because you think the Panthers with Sam Darnold are not dead, which is a little bit crazy, but that's okay. But the Seahawks with Geno Smith have looked pretty good. Seahawks fans very happy they have him and not the guy in Denver right now.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks.
I thought you just said that.
That would be great if I just said I believe one team picks the other, and then my lock of the week the other.
There was like a record scratch for a second. I was like, wait, am I crazy here?
No, I'm taking the Panthers are going to be my lock too.
Oh, so
You'd have been all over me had I done this wrong. Oh my God, I would have got. Oh my God, I'd have been on. I might as well have got on the cross if I'd have done something like that.
Rone?
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks.
And Deion, we know you love Geno.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks in the comeback player of the year.
Okay. Monday Night Football, the Patriots at the Cardinals. Deion, as somebody who just was in a big-time coaching carousel news circuit, which will continue for a long time, there's a lot of speculation of who will be the next head coach in Arizona, which obviously when you look at guys like Jim Harbaugh, or I saw Sean Payton, there's a lot of names being thrown around, but Cliff Kingsbury is still there. And there's been some turmoil in Arizona. You look at the Patriots, they're 6-6. How much of a distraction do you think what's going on in Arizona is for this game against Bill Belichick and Mac Jones?
Not whatsoever. Cliff Kingsbury is a good coach. When you start hearing people start calling out your quarterback and your best receiver challenging your quarterback, and then that thing that they try to put in the contract to make sure he studies or watch tape, you can't. That's not a recipe for success. When you hear all that kind of stuff, that things are not going to go well for you. I'm picking the Patriots whatsoever, but I hate that Coach Kingsbury is getting the short end of the stick because I think he's a good coach.
Let me ask a question, Deion. When your kids were growing up, would you limit how much they would get to watch TV and stuff and play video games?
Yeah.
All right, so you're no different than Cliff Kingsbury. You're just trying to keep your quarterback in check.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Right, okay, all right, yes, you're the
He's
same.
supposed to keep it in check.
So
yeah,
you still have
right.
that? Do you still have that with your quarterback?
Not only do I have that, I take up the statistics of how much film every kid on the team watches on Thursdays. If they don't watch the proper film and you're a starter, you're not playing.
That's the old Johnny Manziel. Remember, he turned in his iPad and it showed that he watched like 10 minutes of film.
he wouldn't have played that game.
Yeah. What's this game? This game stinks, bro.
Patriots?
Yeah.
Patriots,
Both
Cardinals?
these teams are not good.
This is not exciting at all. The Patriots are not exciting to watch right now, and the Cardinals are sad to watch.
Yes.
It's like a bummer to watch all these older guys who, like, they tried to flood them with wide receivers. It doesn't work like that. Another team that's just, like, built wrong, built poorly. I think the Patriots will win, but, like, it's not exciting.
It shouldn't be sad to watch Kyler Murray run around, but it is. There, for some reason, the Cardinals are very sad to watch. So, Dan, which sad team are you taking?
I wish I just didn't have to pick this game. Fasoli, you want me to take the Patriots for you? All right, I'll take the Patriots for
Fasoli.
This team guy.
I mean, this is another one of those games. If anyone tells you that they have a strong opinion, they're a liar.
And that if they don't have a strong opinion on either team, maybe do something else on Monday night.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I'm going to bet this game, and no matter which one I bet, I will be wrong.
Go ice skating. I think it's a nice night to go ice skating.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something wintry, something Christmassy.
I would say the holiday season, you don't need to sit down and subject yourself to that.
Never.
Let's get to the primetime pick of the week presented by the Chevy Silverado. So we did start over in December, but Dan, you had Brandon sitting there, and he lost already for you.
Well, I did tell him to pick the Bears, so that was my own loss. That's fine. I had to pick the Bears against the Packers. This week, I'm going to pick the Panthers. I'm going to shock the world.
You're tripling down now.
Tripling down
on the Panthers and Sam Darnold. All right, Rone, who are you taking for Dave?
I'm going to take the Cowboys. This is an easy one.
Okay, and Dion?
That probably makes more sense.
I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Okay, the Chiefs. I mean,
yeah, probably over the Panthers.
Damn it.
yeah.
They're probably not the best.
I mean, Dan's lost every single month, like off the first week. So at this point, it's just like throwing something out there. And I mean, Dion, you've already won the whole thing. You've got Rough and Rowdy. I will say, so now, are we going to do something where Dan and Dave have to give you something in Boulder now?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Okay, hotel's already sold out for that first home game, guys. I want you guys to hurry. Think about that. So whoever's supposed to book that stuff.
No,
that
we're
stuff
staying
is
in your
sold out.
house.
In the trailer.
I got
Stay in
trailers.
your house.
We'll stay in the
You're not
trailer.
gonna- I got trailers.
Yeah, all right, we'll stay in your trailer. We'll do a
Okay, but you may
sleepover.
want to book that because I'm telling you, they've already told me the stuff is sold out.
All right,
So
yeah,
we got to
we'll-
figure that out.
we'll stay
And
at
I'm
your
coming-
house,
I'm
and
coming on with you.
and
Yes.
Jerry will stay in
Ralphie's
in
home.
Ralphie's barn.
Ralphie's going to take advantage of him if he does.
Yeah, that game will be crazy, but I can assume it's going to be, we should get the travel people on.
Yes.
I'm very excited about
Yes.
that. All right, so
I'm excited about that too.
anything else, guys?
No, great show. Great. Congratulations
Yes.
again, Deion. I'm
Congrats.
very happy for
Thank you, guys. I appreciate all your love and support. Kayce, you keep on looking beautiful, baby.
Oh, thank you. You
And
make
I
my
heard
day.
I heard the baby's going to be named Coach Prime, by the way.
It's
No, Ralphie.
No.
No.
Boy or
No. Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's a boy, so Ralphie would work,
Ralph
but I'll
would be
tell you
great.
that's not.
Ralph.
Yeah. No.
Ralph Smith. I guess it wouldn't
It's-
be
it-
your
Ralph
last name.
It won't be
Smith would
my- it will not be
Ralph
my
is
last
such
name.
a great name. Oh my God.
It will not be my last name, but I will say that my boyfriend's last name would not go well with Ralph, especially because every time I think of it, I'll think about Jerry and Ralph and Ralphie. You
I
put that
like
in my
Ralph.
head now.
All right, Ralph's the name.
All right, congratulations, Dion. We're so happy for you. We will be back
Thank you.
next week. Everybody have a fantastic weekend.
Panthers might be the dumbest.
Ever. I just talked myself into that.